Yep, and we need to
Why don't we do the flag?
get into this.
Because there is no practice.
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Meeting to order. Minutes, Resolution 26-118 to accept the minutes of the meeting of June 17, 2026.
So moved.
Wasn't here.
I was stuck in a metal building myself.
Well,
So
I will second it, because I can do that.
I was thinking about this when I was preparing for the meeting. Can you pass the minutes on a 2-0-2 vote?
Nope.
So if one of, because that's what you're going to have if both
Abstain.
commissioners abstain.
No, why don't we just postpone these minutes until next time?
You can do that.
We can do that easily enough.
That's exactly what we should do.
I was going to say, in some meetings I've been in, but usually it's in their bylaws, if a board member has reviewed the minutes or watched the video of the meeting, then that qualifies that.
We don't have that established yet, but we can do that in the future.
I will second the tabling motion. That I can do.
Yes, you can.
I'm in favor of that.
We're in favor of that. Good. Good. It's a go. Thank you.
All right.
Public comment, to allow members of the public to comment or reserve time to speak on an upcoming agenda item. Seeing no one here that's a member of the public, we'll proceed on to our workshop. Examination of the sheriff's bond per Title 30-A, Section 285.
Well, this wasn't nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
And
We did have a conversation with the sheriff. I'm not sure if the sheriff's available today, and with the district attorney. So, did you come to any conclusions outside the risk pool?
Yeah, no. So you found the best information. I conferred with the other district attorneys, and nobody has ever heard of this or ever done it. But I was very intrigued by the research that you found and impressed. And so I thought, well, there is a statute that says that I come and talk to you about the bond. So I should come and talk to you about the bond. So this says, pursuant to 30A MRS 382 and 384, that the Somerset County Commissioners are satisfied that the coverage provided by the MCCA self-funded risk management pool pursuant to, gives a coverage document number and the amount specified, issued to Somerset County, provides the security required, and hereby approve the MCCA self-funded risk management pool's coverage for the sheriff, chief deputy, and deputies for the calendar year period of January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. And it's as simple as that.
Sure.
You have that document in your packets. That document was actually prepared by Malcolm Ulmer, who's the director of the risk pool for all the counties. He also provided you with the actual summary of your member coverage certificate, which covers all the items, including a $100,000 commercial bond under the section of crime coverage, a commercial blanket bond. According to Malcolm, that is what the risk pool came up with several years ago to satisfy this for all the counties who were members of the risk pool. Now all counties are members of the risk pool. But there's the sheriff. So we know that according to this, if you're satisfied with what the risk pool provides, then that satisfies the requirement for you to examine and document that you've examined the coverage for the sheriff. And it covers the statutory requirement that the district attorney remind us.
There we go.
Right.
Although the credit is all yours. But
And the credit goes to MCCA in doing this Title 30 deep dive, and we just came across all these obscure things.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Well, holding
There's
it,
a resolution coming up on this as well.
well, can I ask some questions, or? Is
Yes,
this,
please.
being an insurance licensed professional, and knowing where Maine has put wrongful death and those kind of statutes, $400,000 per occurrence single liability limit plus $50,000 for legal defense costs. That's not even going to touch it. On page 2, there was a $2 million per occurrence combined single liability limit, inclusive of legal fees, claims expenses, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know which limit would apply, which is disheartening. 2 million, I think, is more reasonable, but aren't we at 750 for tort or for wrongful death? State of Maine, didn't they up it a few years ago?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure, but I could find out.
I'm pretty sure, unless the legislature was going to bring it back to 4, but I know the legislature moved it to 750 at one point. That's wrongful death. That's your average person on the street getting hit and killed.
So what I would recommend is this may not be a bad question to bring up at next Wednesday, the 8th risk pool meeting.
Right.
And maybe if Commissioner Stillings could articulate the questions, and you can deliver those.
Deliver if you
What
can
questions?
provide me the good questions.
Money and securities, does it include the computer side of things on that as well? Because if we have a data breach, $100,000,
We do have a
Okay.
cybersecurity separate one.
okay,
We've been there.
all right, good,
Yeah.
good. $400,000 per occurrence on wrongful acts, that's depending on how they're defining this stuff. And I'm not an attorney, but I do think there are a lot of areas in here that if you're looking at insurance and we're paying for something, we just want to understand what we're paying for. And if we believe that $400,000 is enough in this county to cover a wrongful death, all right. But I've had more umbrella payouts in the last 12 months, meaning personal liability umbrellas, of $2 million. I never had one until 2024. That was my first. And since 2024, I've had 2 or 3 settlements. They haven't gone to court, but they've ended up having to settle for policy limits. And so they're getting it in Somerset County, is what I'm saying, is that there are people getting this money from insurance companies. And if they're asking for $2 million and we only have 400,000, where does that difference come from and how do we make that happen? So,
But I do have a question about this statute, because it does say every person elected or appointed sheriff for the counties of York, Cumberland, Kennebec, or Penobscot. Does not mention any of the other counties in the state.
So those are the only counties that need to have $40,000 all, if you read on, all other counties are required at 25.
Oh, yeah, for any of the other counties in the...
To Commissioner Stillings' point, that isn't, in the insurance world, a lot of money.
drop in the bucket. Yeah.
So that's an antiquated.
Can't even get in the door for that. Nope. And honestly, I'm starting to sell $250, $500 to every standard home auto policy that I sell. We used to be, state minimums are $50, $125. Single, accident, property damage. Today, we sell a lot of 100, 300, 100, which is 100,000 per person, 300 per accident, 100 in property damage. But truly, my office, I direct people, we're at 250, 500, 250. A pickup truck on Heights lot's $100,000 today. I mean, they're $85,000, $100,000 all day long. If you have $50,000, 25, if you're at the state minimum, you're responsible for the difference, and it just doesn't make. I think these are very antiquated. I think we need to readdress the limits, which is going to cost more money because you can't get 3 times the coverage for the same price. But you also need to be covered.
Well, when you're looking at it in terms of the risk pool, then other counties have the same concern because the idea is that everyone pays in to this one risk pool so that if anyone's sued, then that's the one that gets the benefit of it.
Right. It would mean that we have to raise reserves.
Yeah.
The reserves they're sitting on has to get raised for that risk pool. And now it might be 2 million, because on this next page it says 2 million per occurrence single liability limit. I don't know what that applies to versus this first paragraph in liability limits, 400,000. So these are just questions I think we need to, if it's 2 million, I'm good. If it's 400,000, I'm not.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of what they're probably banking on is usually law enforcement officers cannot be sued as long as they're acting in their professional, right, under the color of law. However, we have all seen those circumstances where the argument has been made that they were not acting under the color of law, and then a suit was allowed to go forward, and that's always a risk, and it might be involving us today.
My big one that I would think of is, and I don't know how this would fall, again, I have not litigated or done any of that, but I think of, you have a guy going to a scene, let's just say sheriff coming from Canaan, going to Madison for emergency, runs a light on, doesn't have control of an intersection as however it's defined, takes out a car with a family in it. Is that within the scope of his business, or is that suable, and then can you go to the county and claim that? And I don't know the answers, but that would be my number one concern. Not necessarily improper acting of a sheriff, like shooting someone or something.
Yeah.
It's really vehicular.
Yeah.
I'm in pursuit, going to a site scene, town to town. I don't control an intersection, or I don't slow down enough, or I don't do what I have to do to have the right way to do that, and I cause a problem. That would be those would be the questions I would want to answer.
So the law specifically says that when responding, that you have to respond with due regard.
Yep.
Those are the words that they use.
Yep.
So that's a little bit of ambiguity there. So the lawsuit is you weren't acting in due regard.
Yes. And if you got a guy going 85 through an intersection, they're probably going to lose that.
Which then falls to the county.
Yes. So that would be the areas that I want to look at. Just that.
Send me an email, and I'll bring it Wednesday.
Chat GPT will.
Send me an email.
The resolution says that we, the county commissioners, are satisfied. Do you want to vote on that today, or do you want to hold until your questions are?
Do we have to have an answer today?
I just put it on there because I thought this was going to be easy.
Sorry, dude.
I should have done
Not so much.
I also.
I'll make it easy. I'll go for it. I don't care. I just want to say I voiced.
I always appreciate the perspective.
No, I appreciate this. I mean, that's great.
I'll go for it. I don't care. But there are some concerns.
It's on the agenda, so
It
you'll.
would be nice to know, what that 2 million is versus 400,000, and what all that is, and a more clear explanation of that, I think.
And really, wrongful death statute in Maine is at 750. If it's 400, we're good. I mean, that doesn't count punitive, so there's always a need for more. We all laugh until we actually have that problem.
Sorry. I think you've done your due diligence because the statute just says you examine it, and you examine it.
Okay. I'm good. Do whatever you got to do.
We'll do it, but we'll still pursue your questions.
Okay.
Great question.
Yeah, they need to be pursued. Happy to do that.
All right.
Okay.
Wonderful.
First pool meeting,
Wonderful.
Wednesday.
Is our DA going to stay for a few minutes, or is she leaving? Because I had a couple other questions.
Well, we'll probably get right to department head reports pretty quick.
Super. Okay.
While they're in huddle, we could go into our number 2 workshop, discuss results of MDOA speed study on Lake Moxie Road.
So I put in your packet a copy of the email that Tim Soucy sent me. I appreciate him doing this. Really, there's nothing shocking, I think. It's funny, DOT doesn't have traffic slowing down to 25 miles an hour in the Forks, but there are signs that have been there for long enough so that they should. He's going to update that on his end. There is a 30-mile-per-hour sign near a group of houses in that village area but he says that's not a legitimate speed limit. So I don't know if you've ever come across that or not, but he says it's 45 there. Even though the sign says 30, it's like a town putting out their own sign. A town can put out their own sign, but unless DOT says it's 30 miles an hour, it's not 30 miles an hour. So he recommends removing that and replacing it with a village area sign. And he says 45 is legit on that road from top to bottom. If you wanted to reduce it to 40, he probably wouldn't disagree with that. But so those are the recommendations, or kind of his thoughts on Lake Moxie Road. If you want.
Happy to see it reduced to 40.
What's that?
I'd be happy to see it reduced to 40.
What are your thoughts, Dave?
Well, my thoughts originally, the fact that since we're not putting ATVs on this road, I didn't think we needed to change any of the speed limits. But I didn't know the 35 was not legal. To me, if you're driving and you see speed limit sign that says a number on it, you're going to assume that's what you should be driving. I don't know if we ever have patrol on that looking for speeders or not. But the main reason I think we did the research, had it done, was to see if ATVs would be on that road. And we've already established we're going to repair the trail versus allow them on the road. So we can make changes if that's the will of the commission, but that's up to you guys.
We haven't had any complaints on that road speed-wise, other than the question of should we let ATVs, am I correct?
Yeah, no, outside of that.
That question. Yeah, I'm good with where we're at then.
I think we should maybe check. Dixfield is who covers those areas for DOT. I think a call to that DOT division. They can tell you exactly how it came, because I don't know if that's.
So this survey was done by the Dixfield office. It was done by Tim Susi.
And he says that.
So here's, and you understand this. Yeah. If a town puts a sign out that says 25 and it's not in DOT's database, it's not relevant. Then when you write that ticket, that if that person's in the know, they can challenge it, and there's no enforcement there. I think that's what he's thinking about, this village area 30-mile-an-hour sign. That somebody with good intentions put it there, but it's not in their database, and he can't justify it being that low.
Will they do a study?
That's what he did. He did the study, and his determination is that 30-mile-an-hour sign shouldn't be there.
Are they going to change that?
Because they didn't put it up, they're not going to change it. If we want to take down the 30-mile-an-hour sign and say, this is a village area up here, but I guess now you know if you pulled somebody over and they were doing 45 and a 30, that's not enforceable up there.
Yeah, so that puts our deputies in a precarious situation, puts the sheriff's office in a precarious situation, because people are saying, hey, you're not enforcing the traffic laws. So I would like DOT to properly define whatever that speed may be, so that we can take the proper enforcement action.
And I can double check with Tim Susi, but I believe based on his notes, it's 45.
Then they should post it at that.
We could replace the speed limit sign with a village area sign.
Yeah.
That may get people to slow
Yeah.
down.
That's what he recommends.
That's what he recommends, yeah.
Okay.
Question about that is it being in a village area and the 30-mile-an-hour sign not being legal. If it's not posted in that area, it's automatically 25 miles an hour anyway.
No, so the speed limit in the state of Maine, if it is not posted, is 45. That's our speed limit. Now, if homes are less than 150 feet apart and it's classified a residential area, that becomes a 25-mile-an-hour zone.
That area could definitely be 25 miles.
So when those houses are.
Yeah.
But DOT has to be the one that puts up the sign.
And he's saying he doesn't see it going to 25.
Right.
So I think the best we can do is take that sign down for lack of confusion and put up a village sign, just hoping that they slow down. So ask him to do what he's recommending.
They're the authority.
Two signs, one at either end of that little area.
Well, just to be clear, it's not Tim putting the signs up. It's
So
Dave
if
putting
we
the signs
get
up.
speeding complaints, I mean,
Well, that's fine.
a village area does not definitively define a speed.
Nope.
So
No.
if you drive through at 7, yeah, it's a village area. I know I went through 70 miles an hour through a village. I mean, what would be the enforcement action?
Well, on both sides of that village area. And he does say that he would recommend a few more 45 speed limit signs on that road. So
Are they going to put that on there?
I believe we are.
I believe we are.
Gotcha.
If they dictate the speed, how come they're not the ones putting up the signs?
Exactly.
Welcome to town management, Dave.
But I would say do what we need to do to make it right. Let Dave do what he needs to do to make it right. We don't need a motion for that, do we?
No.
No.
We'll just let Dave do it.
Needed to know which direction you want to go. I think I got the answer.
And can I know all the other spots that the speed limit signs don't concur with the speed limit so that I can get home a little faster?
You want to ask the DA questions?
We'll do it during department head reports.
Okay,
Yeah. If that's okay, go ahead.
that's fine. Very good. No public hearings, new agenda items, commissioners only. Administrators report.
So I just want to give you a heads up on a couple things that would be coming at the next meeting on the 15th of July. Tammy Barker and I have been talking about doing a series of workshops through the summer about the policies and procedures at the comm center. There have been some issues that need to be addressed, and commissioners are the one that set the policies for these departments. And also, it will help you get a greater understanding of some of the needs, some of the things that have just kind of grown and to the point where they need to be addressed. And also, as Commissioner Sheekins brought up at the last meeting, there are concerns about response times, ambulances, and while we may not be able to fix or control that, Tammy would certainly be the one to give you the best information and feedback on those types of concerns. So that'll be set up as a workshop for the next meeting, and we'd like to take maybe a couple of workshops, just kind of go through some of these things. Commissioners Skillings and Alsop did come to the comm center for a visit. If it's ever in your schedules, it is worthwhile just to kind of walk through and listen to the phone ring and phone ring and phone ring. The other thing is we've been working on job descriptions. I realized that I was hired with a 2011 job description for my job. Tweak it a little bit. And July is generally when we have the conversation of how's Tim doing. So I thought at the next meeting in executive session, go over the job description and kind of use that as our review process. And finally, I did want to update you in case you hear or see any reports of Somerset County and a hearing before the Maine Human Rights Commission. We did have a former jail employee that filed a complaint with Maine Human Rights due to age and disability. This was a jail employee when they had exhausted all leave. They were given a note by their doctor that said they could do seated work only. The sheriff said, I don't have a job for you at the jail. Corrections officer, you need to be able to respond. So Leanne and I watched the hearing on Zoom. Peter Marchese represented the county in person and did an outstanding job. He basically brought the argument that this is not like an office setting. An accommodation can't be a seated position for a corrections officer. And there's a 5-member commission, and Leanne and I are like watching a football game, right, back and forth, because there were 2 commissioners that agreed with Peter Marchese, 2 commissioners that were going to side with the employee, and it was back and forth, and finally the commission did side 3-2 with the employee, saying that the county could have done more to provide accommodations. It's the Maine Human Rights Commission. It is what it is in that regard. It doesn't put any financial burden other than our legal costs to the county, but it does open the door for the next step is a required mediation. If neither parties agree to a figure at that mediation, then the employee does have the opportunity to bring it. I will say, I do believe we got our money's worth.
He's paid a lot more than me.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that your full report, sir?
That is.
Okay, thank you. Our financial reports. Happy July 1st. It's the first day of the new fiscal year.
And Patrick's on vacation in South Carolina.
He's taking all the money to South Carolina with him.
All the money he left here, and so. But no, you have the pleasure of signing twice as many warrants today because you have the old fiscal and new fiscal. So get your pens ready at the end of the meeting.
And now we're on to our administrators. Yay.
Nothing new to report other than, businesses and having a lot of jury trials. We are fully staffed. I don't know if that was true last time. Very fortunate in that way. There's a lot of DA offices that have a lot of opening. They have 5 openings. So it's really hard. All of the positions filled, both attorneys and art. The number is just felonies pending. So that means that we're getting more cases in than 12, so that's not a good thing. But people are working as hard as they can and on jury trials. We don't have all the jury trial days that we have, and that's all that we have. Offer just to resolve the case if we don't think that that's the right offer.
And no further jury trial days can be established, or how does that work?
We did actually get an extra month. That was a big question. Somerset used trials 4 times a year, and now an extra 2 months because now we have jury trials 6 times a year. Franklin now has less.
Maybe not a proud statistic, but one that's needed.
But we need the days.
We need
the days.
Is there any particular trials as opposed to?
I didn't aggravated drug. Oh yeah, for sure. So many more cases.
So many more cases is.
I mean, I could
More
share. Yeah, I could even, if you're interested in the court statistics. It used to be that the General's office handles all section of Somerset. The reason for that is so that is just not. Last time I checked, we had as many aggravated drug trafficking. Back, the attorney is handling all of those cases. Somerset.
So how do we change
The
that?
taxpayers are
Well,
that's a large part of your budget, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I will say either way, the attorneys are always paid, so it doesn't make a huge difference. I'm paid by the state. Whether the cases are handled by the Attorney General's office are handled by the district attorney's office. Way, we're still helping with in terms of getting those cases. Court filing system. Other agencies that don't file as often don't have the regular experience we do. So we're still helping with all of that. And the biggest problem is we still have this. Might be too much detail, but the Attorney General's office doesn't have that same system. So if we want to be able, if I want to be able to see all the aggravated drug trafficking, have to be put into our computer. If the only secretary touching the case, I'll never see the case. I won't know what's happening. So our staff is putting it in so that we can that is going to change, but we are moving to e-prosecutor. Every time I say that, but we really do have this new system, e-prosecutor. The question is, when will it be deployed? And I was told June, and then I was told the fall, and now I'm being told January. And what keeps delaying it is that the court has at the same time moved to e-filing. The other district attorney offices don't feel prepared to switch to. Once we move to e-prosecutor, the Attorney General's office is getting on board with this. They will then take over all of the secretarial work for the aggravated drug. But in Somerset County, we'll still have them because
I appreciate that, but my question would be is, what other tasks, human sex trafficking, other child abuse, sexual assaults, what's being left behind because we choose to focus on that? And we should.
yeah, we're not leaving anything behind. What I've done instead is I've added a process. Because it wasn't possible to handle all of, when I first started in 2013, all of the criminal work. Now we have 4. But I'm shifting the work to Somerset County via Somerset County. But I will say one caveat to that is I do have a new assistant attorney general that wasn't working with. That person is willing. That has enabled Kennebec, of the AG's office, always having to look into.
But it also increased us on the county level to 2 additional staff people, I believe, in your budget.
That's fair.
So we have 2 additional
That's fair.
paralegals, secretarial, whatever their titles are. We're funding that at a much higher level because we're not utilizing a state resource and allowing our team to focus on what it is the state should be allowing us to focus on, because we're taking in this other work. So
Well,
that,
do you mean the drug trafficking cases?
I mean, if you didn't have the drug trafficking cases because they were a state-funded thing like they are in Kennebec,
Yes.
it would allow you, A, maybe to reduce your staff here, or B, to allow you to work other specific crimes that aren't drug-related that would get us further along in other areas as well. While we trust, I absolutely would reiterate the sheriff's statement that it would be scary, but at some point we have to trust the people that are in those jobs to do those jobs, right? So that we can do the jobs we're here to do. So that's one thing.
And that would be true as soon as we move. So it is true. Once we move to e-prosecute, we're able to have an A. That would take work away from.
And I need clarification because I'm new to this. I've not had DA Maloney here before. So there's a specific case that I read about recently that was settled out. Am I allowed to, I'm asking Tim, I'm sorry, am I allowed to do that here or not?
Was it reported in the newspaper?
It was. And I don't mean to put you on the spot. I was very disappointed to see that there was 2 Chinese growers that were recently, I don't know the word, settled.
Yes.
Insurance term, it was settled. Whatever term you want to, for what I perceived as absolutely trivial discipline action for the size of the grow that they had going on illegally. We are expending an enormous amount of resources in this county to fight this, and I commend the sheriff for this. And I haven't gotten his blessing to ask this question yet, so I might be shooting him to it. I'm sorry, sir, if I am. But why? And I understand.
So there's a couple, there were 3 people who pled. So one person pled guilty, Class B cultivation of marijuana. Action was, while I asked the court for jail time with that sentence, what we called an open plea. What that means is we didn't have a full agreement. That's not, these are fine distinctions that are, because they're such technical terms. So I asked for jail time. His defense attorney said, no, I want only I don't even was a few months ago.
It was.
What I do know for sure is that I was not successful in my request. My argument for jail time, I know. I made the argument, and I know. Part of that is the pressure that the court is feeling with the costs that they're spending. So that cost influences everybody. And so that is a pressure. I don't know how much it influenced it, but I know that that pressure. With the other 2, those were, so those are ones where we were both pleased with the conviction. That is what most important. Where the person can grow marijuana, can in any way, and could not be. All of that made a $10,000 upfront donation. That decision of where does that money go? Or telling people available, we don't have application for anyone to because we wanted to. All they have to do is send an email.
Well,
And it tells us about their organization, right? So we wanted to keep it as easy as possible. But the idea behind this was a large sum of money can help a big group of nonprofits. That and their willingness to that responsibility to the felony could very well mean that they're both deported. They don't know if they're going to be deported. They know that they've been, they know that they will have a hearing, have to argue the case before the judge as to whether or not.
Okay. That felony's gone if they're good for a year or not? That stays on the record?
No.
Okay, good, perfect.
Absolutely, yeah.
And whereas I appreciate your intent to help out nonprofits, especially in this area where they need the human trafficking or the drugs or where it might help someone, I wholeheartedly agree. But as a person looking over this county and having to deal with people come to us for budget requests for additional staffing, I think that money might have been better served in the county coffers, allowing us to give you another person, or the sheriff another person, or somehow allowing the commissioners to disseminate that money out, rather than to have a blank.
There will be money coming to Somerset County as well.
I understand.
Because they also pay a supervision
Yeah.
the course of the year.
I'm talking restitution money and or money collected by default and or in fines should come to this board for us to, and I want to do it because I want to be able to help you to fund things that we couldn't fund. And giving this 20 or 30 or 40,000 out in grants, I forget what I read, whereas I'm sure it would benefit those organizations. I'm not discounting them at all. Can we get a bigger bang for our buck by giving you more personnel or giving him more personnel or a tool that you need more implicitly than what $2,000 is going to do to these different groups?
So we used to be able to collect restitution from collection.
So where does seizure go nowadays?
That does go to law enforcement. The way in when I hear you say forfeiture. So
Thank you.
forfeiture is money go to the district law enforcement. District attorney's office does all the paperwork. We add it as a count to our so we add it to the criminal indictment. That way it's by the grand jury, and when someone pleads, that money, while it is, as I said, both the statute now can go. I give 100% of it to. They did the investigation. Additional expense in office of handling that person. So that's always been my policy. So
Thank
I
you.
give it 100%.
So that fine money could have been designated by the judge or would not have been?
What would normally happen, so like with the person who did not have a fully negotiated plea, like guilty to the Class B, he also got a $10,000 fine. And that's where we came up with that number, because with the Class B, fine amount is $10,000. That money goes to the general
In the state.
fund in the state.
So his fine went there, the 20 grand that these other people agreed to could not have come to you two. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
I can't say, oh, and give that to my office.
Okay.
I can have a supervision fee, which I do have, but the part of the reason, and now that I'm get through, I do, it was a couple months ago, and I should have reviewed it, like, oh, I know, because it's 4 cases, not 2. With those 4 cases, it's $40,000.
Yes.
If they had just pled and we had an argument, that money would have gone to the general fund. But because of the way we structured this, $40,000 instead goes into this non-profit fund. And that's part of what, and what our focus has been, what we've announced is we wanted to go to help the youth in Somerset County. So that's going to be the focus.
Thank you for your time. Sorry.
Sure. No, I'm always happy to. And you know what? Even if you are always welcome to call me, I have a cell phone that I'm like, reach out anytime.
Thank you. I don't mean to question. I just want to understand because we want to know what's going on.
That's your job. You should question me. That's completely fine.
Well, I found it fascinating. I just have a couple questions.
Yeah, sure.
Are there more to come of these
Yes.
so these $10,000
No.
pre-negotiated?
There are more marijuana cultivation cases, and those are, I have not made this offer on those cases. There were some there were reasons why those 4 got an offer, because when we're evaluating cases, we're always evaluating, did we have a language barrier? Did we have an interview where we have to, like, there's all these pieces to it. So the offer was only made up to those 4. Overall, the big number of cases that we have is 15. So 5 of them have resolved. 10 of them are still pending. Some of them will definitely go to trial. Like, there is no question they are right on that path, and the defense attorneys are not even wanting to entertain an offer. They're going straight to trial. But I don't know. I have, with the others that are pending, the offer that is currently pending is the to the Class B, and I'm going to ask for 6 months jail and a $10,000 fine, and but the B is automatic deportation.
Thank you for your time.
Still on the administrator or the reports, department head reports, Sheriff.
Either we're very busy. Patrol had close to 500 calls.
David?
A couple things to update you on. Bridge in Lexington across the back road across Sandy Street. Engineers are now working on approved an amount called good. They hadn't done anything yet, and now they've had engineers measuring, examining the bridge, and the initial plan on the bridge can be thrown away. That doesn't really be a 3-beam over the bridge a little bit. We're going to get their designs built. Cost, see what we have on hand and what year we would do it. Other thing is I got a call about the Pickup Pond Road in Lexington. Camp owners on that road like to be able to use their ATVs, go from their camps on to get to camps. Summer maintenance only road. I don't think it's going to cost that on the next meeting. Track down any questions. There was a list of names. That's something we'll deal with. The other thing is the slip lining, which started last fall on the Long Falls Dam Road in Lexington on the Oliver. Is finally complete. Other good weather last fall, so they've come back this spring and finished that complete.
First, congratulations to the young man that did the thing in Bingham, finding those kids. and incredibly disappointed in the state that we can't prosecute a kid and not held responsible, which blows my mind, but good job to the sheriff's office. How is the new road consultant guy? He starts today, or did he already start? The guy up.
Couple days with done, just basically history of what was done. I wasn't involved with that trip, so I'm not sure. Talk to Robert or talk to Phil either. So.
Okay, and then on the ATV question, would it be better to move that to a public meeting and notify? It's the summertime. We're going to not meet until the middle of July. We won't make a decision until August 1st. The summer's over. If these people, should we have the public hearing on the next meeting, notify the butters and all the people that we need to notify to make this decision so that we can move forward so these people can make. We're not putting them into August to make a decision on something we're asking for during the summer.
Like a public hearing at the next meeting.
I'm asking if that's the right procedure.
Work?
Does it move things forward faster for people?
Would.
I can notify a Lexington Township road after the county ends. Dead end roads that come. One goes to Emden. Burr is back into. I can literally send everybody to the Lexington side. They'll have to spread word, or maybe out of the road before it comes to us.
But Emden those people still need to be notified, I would suspect.
I have no record of who owns what in Emden, so I can't contact them.
But it's
I can contact the town. That's in their hands.
It's already an ATV trail. That part of the road you said. It's already allowed.
Yeah,
from what
that
I was
makes it
told,
easier.
Emden
Yeah.
has a lot of ATVs on their road.
All right.
They're just basically looking, we've got a mile of this road. 2 long straightaways with 1 90-degree turn. I don't see them doing any damage on the sections. I just worry about the same power slide to the turn. So I would like give them a 1 year. That's, if you want to have public hearings next meeting, I'll get all the letters sent out.
That won't contribute to washboarding at all?
Not on the straightaways. The corner, we'll have to watch what they do.
I'm not.
If someone's misusing their ATVs, they can run it up.
I'm not suggesting that we make a decision for or against. I'm just saying we can make a decision. So they're not.
Oh, I understand.
We should debate it.
We can.
Yeah.
We can have a public hearing.
Yeah.
And debate
we
it.
can
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, because we'll have the public here to help us.
Yep.
But on the agenda for our next meeting. That's for our department heads. Move on to Resolution 26-119 to approve paying community benefit awards to the following applicants for completion of their matching grant projects. Snowmobile Club building in St. Albans for $7,285. Town of Moose River Paramedic Program, $15,000. And Dennistown Fire Department Paramedic Program, $15,000.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? No, thank you. Resolution 26-120 to approve Commissioner's mileage reimbursement for the fourth quarter of FY 2026. Discussion?
Favor? Did we get paid mileage to come here, or are you getting paid mileage to go to those meetings?
There's a mileage for being for people who are paid to come here, I'm on that, it has to be within a certain radius. I forgot what the mileage is. I think it's outside of 5 miles.
Right, it's fine. Just wondering what it was. It's all good. I don't care who's getting it. I just wanted to understand what it was for.
I don't put in for it. So.
You get a chance to sign it, and you can review.
All right.
There you go. You review.
I'm good. I'm good. I just was wondering.
No, that's a good question, though.
Thank you.
So anyway, any further discussion? All in favor? Resolution 26-121 to accept the MCCA risk pool's notice of coverage as sufficient to meet the statutory requirements of the sheriff's bond. Seconded. Any discussion?
I think you've met the notification statute. We just need to ask questions, but we've met it.
Yeah, we met that, and it's,
Yep.
I'll get back to you with
Yeah,
and
that's
we'll-
fine.
and we'll
Yeah.
have further discussion on it.
Yeah.
But, all in favor? All right. Reserves, no unorganized territory. Warrants, Resolution 26-122 to approve the treasurer's warrant for the general fund, Somerset County Jail, unorganized territories, TIF tax revenue, and TIF community benefit for a total FY 26 and FY 27 $668,576.03. Oops, second discussion. All in favor? Go. Miscellaneous discussion items, commissioners only. And then we'll recess to execute documents.
Thank you.
Like I said, you got plenty in the warrants.
Anything other than the warrants? I guess the only thing I wanted to say is that there's a public hearing in Norwalk tonight for the consideration to take over the old New Balance building. Give that to somebody. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's last year's and migrated into this year.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to step out for a second.
All right.
I'll be back to something.
We've lost our quorum. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Megan.
Talk to the sheriff too.
I think so.
Back and do these. Oh, yes. Let you through here. Yes, go all.